Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another horrific game. Tonight I'm joined once again by the fine folks at Brotherhood of Dice and Infinite Monkey Tales as we take part in the next session of the Draconis Trilogy, a alien RPG created by Free League Games. Before I hand you over to our host, I'd just like to remind you to show support to our guest streamers by subscribing to their platforms and by following their works. Links are in the description. And just before I hand you over to the game mother, we were having a little conversation about the man behind all this, H.R. Geiger, and Lee Tobler, because apparently she's been a major inspiration behind some of the characters in this actual scenario. Everyone's going quiet. We're all looking at boobies and typing. And now everyone's like,
are you asking me to contribute to an intellectual conversation?
I'm watching a video on her. No nipples are involved, honestly.
Are you asking me to contribute to an intellectual conversation?
I'll post the video in Horrorific.
I think,
yeah, whenever somebody's watching, it's coming straight through as well.
Yeah,
feedback.
I'm just sorry to do this. I'm just going to drop off the video feed for while you're discussing that, just for 2 seconds.
Yeah, right. Something's happening there. I'm getting feedback.
Yeah,
it's going to chaos already.
I know who it is. I'm just going to wait for him to get off video for 2 minutes and come back, like he said.
It wasn't me. All right, I'll be back in a second.
Righty-ho.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Well, that's better.
Okay, now we could talk about Dilath. Man, oh man, I tell you. Can you believe what he's doing? I mean, like, has he even read the scenario? I mean...
There are rumors that if you lick his chest, it tastes like piccalilli.
All right. What's piccalilli?
What do you mean, what's piccalilli?
That's a circus in London, isn't it?
What is Piccalilli? That more to the
That's
point.
Piccadilly, sorry.
It's like luminous yellow, isn't it?
It's luminous. It's luminous yellow and has cauliflower in it. It's a line from an episode of Top Gear. It's like when they're talking about the Stig. You know, some say when you lick his chest, it tastes like piccalilli. I'll shut up now.
I'm still trying to figure out where the feedback's coming from because I believe it is still apparent. No?
No.
Okay, good. Well, then we know who. And...
Testing.
I didn't need to log out after all. I was trying to change the background from a green screen because we're not using green. You're not using a chroma thing, are you? So I'm going to change the background. No. There we go. That'll do.
Starting as we mean to go on.
Where's it gone?
It's very windy, isn't it?
There we go. Yeah, it keeps changing.
So now you're changing Jake's background.
No, mine. It was supposed to be this, and then every couple of minutes it just goes back to my boring office background with absolutely nothing interesting to see other than distractions. So this is way cooler. Alien.
You're outside. I'm inside.
Oh. Weird. Can't seem to.
Okay.
These images.
I see Dilith cleaned up the poker chips from his table behind him.
Why can't I? It's because it's a. That's why I won't upload that. No. Go. There we go. That'll do instead. There we go. That'll do. Better.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm ready when you are.
All right.
We're ready.
Do we have to remind you that you're running the game?
Anyway,
I was hoping
when we say running, I mean, air quotes.
Yeah, it's like hanging on with the fingernails while we do our usual run around with.
Okay, so
See the inspiration there behind Species.
Yeah. Behind the alien in Species, yeah. Or based on painting.
it did extra work for Species, I think.
Yeah.
Right, guys, ready when you are.
Right. Shall we have a bit of a recap then?
I have it
totally
in front
not
of
for
me.
Totally
Yeah.
not for my benefit. I know exactly where we are.
We're all
in
doomed.
space.
Yeah.
Okay, so recap then. Right, so during a sudden gravity shear that caused the USCSS Katerina to crash into the Erebus station, impacting into Deck F and becoming entangled in the superstructure. Additionally, several meteoroids were torn from their decaying orbits around the black hole, with multiple impacts striking both the station and the Katerina. As a result of the crash and subsequent impacts, the Katerina sustained substantial damage, though not damage that was beyond repair. So the power cells were drained and need replacing or recharging. The thruster compression coil was ruined, and though it's a minor component, without it, the main thrusters will not fire up. Also, of course, you need to free the ship from where it's entangled in the station's superstructure, which will require construction-grade cutting tools or a suitably equipped EVA pod. So after managing to attach the ship's umbilical to an airlock on the port corrections module of Deck F, Captain Luger and her passengers boarded the station. The entire port side of the corrections module appears to be consumed by plasma fires. So from the airlock, you made your way to the causeway, to Causeway 1, which is kind of an umbilical corridor that connects the module to the central pillar of the station, which is called the chute, which is essentially, so there's no lifts in the station. It's all floors are connected by this anti-gravity corridor that runs through the center of the station, like this central hub, if you will. That's used for moving between the station levels. So you decided to head up to Deck B, to operations.
Yeah.
And at no point during your journey there did you see or hear sign of anybody else on board the station. In operations, most of the terminals appeared to be running endless calculations, emitting a strange chirping noise. Although the station's function monitors were operational, yet Mother remained unresponsive. The main terminal being located on Deck C in the Health and Wellness Center. Checking one of the terminals that wasn't engaged in the processing this data, you managed to locate the PDT signals of the crew and workers scattered throughout the station. Science Officer Clerk is in the Mother Chamber on Deck C. Warden Stykes is in charge of the prison, is in the security office on Deck F. Science Officer Webb is moving, his signal is moving around on Deck H. Admin Staffer Warren is located in Personnel Airlock 4 on Deck D. And additionally, there are large concentrations of PDTs detected in four locations. 16 in the hydroponics on Deck C. 24 in the starboard hangar deck on Deck G. 21 in the cell block on Deck F. 20 in the lifeboat bay on Deck I. And among these 8 PDT signals were 8 different ones that were different from the others, all labeled with the suffix WY Cronus. One is stationary, in the hangar on deck G, while another was detected on deck B in the rec room just down the corridor from operations.
Is that one now floating outside?
Yes. So we'll come to that. So upon detecting that, Captain Luger immediately headed towards the rec room, followed by Sergeant Sajjad. Meanwhile, Dr. Lark and Colonel Dr. Drabikowski ascended to the observation platform, where they gazed out at the yawning chasm of the plasma-streaked black hole. Unnervingly, the exterior of the foot-thick glass viewing port bore a large star-shaped crack, as if some immense force had been applied to it. In the rec room, Luger and Sajjad encountered a strange being, one that seemed only vaguely aware of their presence, as if they were inconsequential. The entity was tall and graceful, its form angelic, beautiful, yet unsettlingly alien. Though humanoid, it was naked and apparently sexless, its face bearing faintly feminine features. Its pale, luminescent flesh was a synergy of organic tissue and biomechanical structures, seamlessly fused into an otherworldly design. Its bluish ivory skin was nearly translucent, and its movements were fluid, precise, almost gliding. For a moment, the two stand dumbstruck and caught between feelings of awe and terror. Finally, though, the being seemed to notice them. Its focus lingered on Captain Luger, curiosity flickering across its delicate features. Slowly, it reached out one long, slender arm, extending, and a single delicate finger traced lightly across her face. Then its gaze shifted, locking onto the old monogrammed maintenance jack on her belt. It stared at the tool as though recognizing something. Then suddenly, as if alerted to a signal beyond human perception, its attention snapped away. Without hesitation, it turned, moving gracefully up the corridor, then blasted itself out of airlock 2 into the void. Sergeant Sajjad rushed to the operations terminal and managed to track the PDT signature of the being, noting it carries the designation A. Luger W.Y. Cronus. The signature moves down across the outside of the hull, down to deck G, and enters via Terminal 1 and onto the hangar deck. As the rest of the team regrouped, still staring after the being, a piercing shriek erupted, echoing from the chute, a sound that reverberates across the entire observation deck. Then a moment later, from the opposite end of deck B, is a deep, guttural howling that answers the call.
Oh, yeah. Totally forgot about that.
And that is where we left it, and so that is where we will begin.
Oh, this has got strange all of a sudden.
It has, hasn't it? Right, okay, so we've just heard a howl, and it's from the other side of operations.
So yeah, you hear a piercing shriek that seems to come from that comes from the chute, which is clearly that is clearly the source of it to Sajjad and Hedenstrom and Ejiri.
Maybe the anti-grav failed and somebody's inside. We must get to a terminal to see if we can fix that. That would be horrible. And I'm going to. You have to remind me if the icon where the 4 dots are in the circle is a terminal.
That is an intercom. There's terminals all the way around. You can see this thing that looks like a curved shelf. These are where the terminals are.
So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to check to see, because I'm right in front of one. Is the anti-grav still working in there or not? And try to put it back on, because that doesn't sound good at all.
So yeah, according to the system's functions, terminals, readouts, the anti-grav chute is still functioning correctly.
All right, can I get a visual on it from here then?
No, there's no camera. There's no cameras at all.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Ejid says, that was what the hell was that? You think there's somebody trapped in there?
Yeah. You tell me, Dr. Drabikowski, what the hell's going on? What are these things? I said, what have you been doing on this station?
I don't know what you talk about. This is the first time I have stepped on this station. I have never been here before.
You maybe, your department, absolutely not.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, we'll only find out if we open the door and see what is shrieking.
I would advise caution. I think this is...
Well, I am cautious. I am furthest away from the door. It looks like Dr.
So there's only Sergeant Sajjad and Dr. Professor Harenstam and Dr. Ejiri that stood in the center of operations. The rest of you are stood roundabout where the airlock is. But yeah, so Dr. Ejiri opens the door to the chute and
oh shoot!
Steps to the doorway and peers down. What's somebody else doing?
Well,
I'm waiting for.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Well,
go ahead. You started.
Oh, I'm just going to wait for Dr. Ejiri to report back, like on pins and needles.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I'm just asking the doctors what the hell these things were.
I'm gonna pull my gun, just in case.
So, Dr. Ejiri's like he's kind of leaning into the shoes. It looks like something's moving down there. It's maybe. Hello? Is anybody there?
Colonel Doctor is thinking maybe could be prisoners.
But why would they be shouting like that?
I have no idea.
Well, think, man. Think. There has to be a reason why somebody screams in the middle of a gravity chute with the gravity working. Is the figure below you or above you, Doctor?
It is below, Sergeant. The chute does not go any higher. Although there is the airlock above.
Well, yes, I knew that. So then it must be perhaps near one of the other.
There's something down there. There's something below us in the chute. Down by that, the wreckage. You remember the wreckage we had to clear in the chute?
Wait. Everybody just be quiet a minute. Can you hear that?
Wind.
Can you hear that?
Sounds like the hum and thrum of the station to me. Can I see whose PDT is down there? Like if I'm concentrating on that, if I look at the PDTs.
There is no. Give me the context, because you'll have to kind of like sort of. No, you can't. You either there is none, or you can't. You're not able to isolate it.
Okay.
No, I know engines. I've been here multiple times. It's like it's like an engine, but it's not. It's more like a propeller. Can't you hear it?
Do you need therapy, Luger?
Do you think it's because of the damage that the station sustained?
I don't
Maybe
know.
one of the systems is not working well?
I think, Luger, you need some therapy.
Why?
Could be
Hearing things.
life support struggling, maybe. Could be damage to station.
You can't. So you're telling me you can't hear it?
I can just hear what's going on outside. I was looking out there, and there's a big starfish thing that observation deck window with a beaky thing with a beak mark on it. It was huge. Someone tried to break in from the outside, which obviously you weren't here. Only me and Drabowski was there looking at it. I think. Yeah, there was.
Is that noise not something communicating? It sounds almost like a...
It's like a rhythm.
Transmission?
No. Well, it's not like a Morse code. It's like a steady thum, 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 thum. I seriously can't believe you can't hear it.
What, like heartbeat?
Does it
A bit
sound like
one. A bit
dragon?
like one, yeah.
A heartbeat? Perhaps of a big dragon?
That noise. Oh.
Yeah, a bit like one, but that's crazy.
Is that very...
I mean, there's something. I can hear it.
Well, let's examine this logically. Is there anything we can do about it now? Or is there any indication that something must be done about that now?
Well,
or shall we continue on our mission to get the supplies we need to unstick the ship and get out of here before somebody else takes it?
I'm totally with you, Sajab, but if that's the engine creaking and buckling or something like that, and we're about to be propelled into the black hole, then we do need to know about it. That's why I asked if anybody else could hear it. If you can't, then either I'm going insane or I don't know what.
No, friend, not insane. Maybe you're blessed. Maybe you can communicate with the Great One.
Is that a dull thud sound?
What?
Is that a dull thuddy sound?
It's like yeah.
Yeah, dull thud, but it looks like someone's banging on it. But sounds as if someone's banging on the side or something. Yeah.
No, it's not metallic. It's like a thud, like a
dull thud
or a drum. Anyway, if you can't hear it, you can't hear it. I just thought. Well, I don't know what I thought. I can hear it, but it might be me overthinking things. I don't know. I'm just a bit freaked out by that fucking alien that ran through our room, whatever it was.
Well, maybe she created a telepathic bond with you. Maybe she's communicating with you.
Cut the crap. There's no such thing.
Until today, there was no such thing as the thing that I just saw.
Well,
I may not be a scientist doctor like you, but I know what I saw.
I do. You were there with me, though. How could it possibly have created a link with me? I didn't do anything. I just looked at it, and it looked at me, and then walked out of an airlock. Doctor, are you absolutely not shitting me? You're being serious. You have no idea what this is. Because whatever you've been doing here seems pretty obvious. That's why we're having plasma fires.
We have only just got here. There's nothing I have done here.
I don't give a shit about whether you've just got here. I'm talking about the project. Whatever you're involved in.
I have been brought onto this project to study gaseous lights that may be some form of intelligent life form. You've seen this?
Okay.
Look,
play it your way, but there's obviously some freaky stuff going on. There's more of them freaks out there. What are we going to do about it? We've got my ship is stuck. We're in a prison full of these things that are howling up and down corridors. Do we try and find the PDTs? Maybe go to the escape pod where they are on deck I? Surely that's survivors. Maybe they know more. Or do we try and get to Mother and find out more info from Mother?
We need to get the supplies. We need to get some sort of torch or some sort of pod that we can get to the ship to get it out. I mean,
yeah, we do. Yeah.
Everything else is secondary. Let these creatures, you know, I don't know. I mean, obviously that if we save some of the scientists from here, or some of the commanding officers and stuff, some of the command staff, then we can find out more. But we got to get out of here.
So Professor Hedenstrom speaks up and says, well, surely with this situation, if there are people alive still on the station, then the most obvious place would be to check the medical station, to check medbay. If there are people who are injured and survivors, they will have been taken there.
No, we have the PDT locations of everybody that we need. We could just let's head there. So first of all, the command staff on the PDTs. Can I see if any of them haven't moved for a while? Like, it looks like they haven't moved, but they're still transmitting. And out of the ones that are moving, I want to know if any of them seem to be irregularly moving, like different speeds at different times or anything like that.
So what are we going to do? You're going to monitor them, or are you going to see if you can pull up some kind of like history?
No, I may be monitoring them live because I think, you know, we've seen where they've been already, right?
Okay.
So maybe we can find, you know, are the ones that were in the same room still in the same room and they haven't moved? Like, what is their status?
So currently, they are still, all the PDT signals are where they were, are still in the same place.
Okay, but
while he's checking this out, can I have a look at the monitor with all the numbers on and try and see if I can figure out what it's about by sciencing it?
You can certainly have a look. Yes. Let's see. Does anybody else want to be doing anything while Jad and
the airlock? Can I look out and see this creature?
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone. Did I notice it?
I think perhaps by the time you got to the airlock, it had gone.
Right. Well, I suppose I'm going to head in towards central. I've no reason to stop then, so I'll head into the area where everybody else is.
Okay.
Yeah. What floor one mother on again?
On C deck.
C deck.
So where we were on B, aren't we?
While we're waiting, I think we can get some info off Mother. I think we should go down there and get some info off Mother. If nobody else does. And there's an officer in there, isn't there?
There. I presume everybody's going. Just going to drag everybody back through here. I presume that's where they're going. Right. So, Colonel Doctor, if you could make a contact roll.
Oh God. Contact. Right. One contact.
Oh, look at that. Boom.
Boom.
Nice.
Okay. So, Colonel Doctor. So you're not able to determine what the terminals are doing. Mother appears to be offline.
Never good.
And it seems that various terminals throughout the station, not just here, have been linked together to concentrate processing power. That appears to be linked to a data, to at least one, maybe two data units somewhere else in the station. So data units are very expensive processing units. They're AI driven. So the institute, for instance, that you work for has one. There appears to be two on this station.
Oh wow!
And they're incredibly expensive and powerful. So they don't work on by themselves. They kind of work. They used to work along in tandem with other terminals, other computers. Usually a mother system. But yeah, the processing. Yeah, but the processing some kind of data. Like I say, it's all the terminal. Loads of terminals throughout the station have been linked together to like focus their processing power onto whatever it is they're doing. But you're also able to tell that immense amounts of power that the station generates are being diverted to the starboard hangar deck on deck G.
Is that where one of the groups of PDTs are?
Let's see. Yes. 24 PDT readings coming from hangar deck.
Oh,
The starboard hangar deck on deck G.
wow! Wait a minute. Isn't that kind of like the highest concentration of them?
Yeah, only by a few though. They're all around about 20, in groups of around about 20.
I have a crazy theory which I will keep to myself. Do I recognise it? Right, as I am kind of like my specialty is astrophysics. Do I recognise any of this as kind of like data relating to astrophysics? You know, like orbital data, vectors, that kind of thing.
Not without being able to study. I mean, the speeds at which it's been processed on the screen is too fast to make any to read it, to make any kind of sense of what exactly it is.
And I'll just casually ask, have you found anything here? There's not much to see. Where do we go anyway? Is the observation deck? There's actually not much to see on the observation deck.
Apart from this huge star-shaped crack on the outside of the
Isn't this space station circular?
Pardon?
Isn't this space station circular? So which is starboard and which is port?
Yeah.
Circular.
I apologise. I quipped to him about this the other week.
It's not. It's so different. Not all the levels. Not all the decks are circular.
Oh, okay. Right, fair enough.
But yeah, start is essentially a port and starboard. Although for some strange reason, my understanding is that port is left and starboard is right. Unfortunately, I don't think the person who wrote this realised that, and starboard is left and port is right. I'm not sure if there's a reason.
It's left if it's facing off,
Port is left.
but it remains left. So
Yeah, so there might be
face the stern, it turns to the right. So
Yeah.
if you're facing aft, port's the left, starboard the right.
Yeah, it might
that
be.
way.
It might be there's a reason for that, but I'm not being able to determine what that reason is, if there is one. I mean, obviously the station is in orbit and it's probably rotating. So
I've got it. It's because this game takes place in an alternative universe where the reverse is true.
We're actually on the other side of the black hole, looking into the alien universe.
Yeah.
Rejection.
that must be it. Yeah. But yeah.
I'm sorry about that tangent.
That's all right.
But yeah, so for whatever reason, either by mistake or for some logic that I'm unaware of, starboard is on the left side of these maps, and port is the right side of the map.
My brain, my poor brain.
So
I think we'll just say left and right, shall we?
Yeah,
That sounds good to me. I'm quite happy with that.
Your left or my left?
His left.
I'm getting a headache.
We got that right. Oh god, this is gonna go.
No, left.
Who's on first?
Yeah,
I get that
that's
reference.
right.
So, what are you doing?
I'm staring out into the fiery eye.
I'm contemplating who's on fourth, which is, I believe, I don't know.
And I thought other people were writing it down, but maybe not. I think I have to go through the PDTs of the crew, not the prisoners again, and kind of take an accounting of where they are, so that I can suggest we go. Find the crew will know what happened, what's with these creatures, and where the supplies are that we need in order to break our ship free and get out of here.
There appears to be a large amount of. Oh no, was it?
Now, I don't mind if you read it out, and I'll start typing it in again, unless you wanted to put it in the chat, which I wouldn't want to make you do.
There appears to be a large amount of computing power being sent to the right airlock.
Left.
Sorry, there appears to be a large amount of computing power being sent to the wrong airlock.
It's the hangar bay.
Is that where the lifeboat is? Where the 20 people are? No?
Not the airlock. There are many airlocks on board the station. The power is being diverted to the starboard or the left side hangar deck on deck G.
I just put hangar deck G. I've put
That's
left
where
now.
So, can I take a look at the data as it's scrolling? Does it look like genome mapping or anything like that?
I will get back and let you see.
It's impossible to decipher this. It's moving. It's moving so fast. The information, the numbers, and the calculations are just scrolling past her at such a rate that it's impossible to read them.
It's horrible. My horrible, crazy theory is that we've actually been trapped in the Matrix.
In answer to your Sergeant Sajad's question, the PDT readouts, the workers, which would be the convicts, PDTs are in the cell block and Terminal 1. They're also let me have a look. Let me just double check. I think that also some of them. Let's see. So the workers, the convict workers, PDTs are in the cell block, Terminal 1, and the lifeboat bay. The only staff members you can find PDTs for is Warden Straker, who is in the security office on deck F, Science Officer Clerk, who is in the mother chamber on deck C, which is directly below, is the next deck down. Science Officer Webb is the only one that is constantly in motion, moving around deck H. And the only other staff member you can find a PDT for is admin staffer Warren, who is located in the personnel airlock number 4 on deck D. There are also 6 PDT readings in hydroponics, but for some reason you're unable to determine who they belong to.
So if deck C is directly below us, right?
Uh-huh.
Then where's deck B in relation to that? Because that might be closer than deck C.
So if you look, you've got the
that's right.
side view, station side view, so you can go to that and it'll give you a cutaway showing you the layout.
I say
I see. I see. Yes.
Day.
I'm gonna recommend we head right now to deck. Well, we're gonna go to deck B, which is operations. Check on A. Luger. Oh, A. Luger is in B, and so is Warrant Personnel Officer in locker on B.
Oh, so you're on deck B. You are currently on deck B.
Oh, we're not in the observatory. So
No.
Okay, fine. So sorry, so maybe I'm missing something. Where is the admin staffer Warren?
Admin staffer Warren is in personnel airlock 4 on deck D.
Oh, deck D. I'm sorry, I heard B. That's why.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
I am wondering if some of the problems the station is having is because Mother is down. Maybe we should go to deck C and offer our services to see if we can get Mother up and running. Which I'm wondering if that is why the science officer is there. Maybe he's trying to reboot Mother.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say yes. I think it's most logical, given where we are now, that we head to C, and meet up with the science officer and then speak to Mother.
I'm a bit concerned what me and Drabowski saw on that observation panel window, which was something huge and something tried to get in from the outside. Wasn't it, Drabowski?
Yeah, we saw giant starfish crack in window,
which none of you guys saw, because you guys apparently saw something alien, which we didn't see. We just heard some shouting.
Could possibly be psychosis caused by proximity to gravity well, a black hole.
This is a possibility because this is something that Bishop mentioned when during that video briefing. If you remember, he told you that that it was a constant threat working in such proximity to the black hole, and if you thought you were coming under suffering the effects of it, then the station doctor would be able to administer medication to alleviate the symptoms.
Should we add looking for the station doctor to the list as well?
So I guess let's head down one deck first and see what we can do from there. Or is anybody want to delay for any other reasons up here?
No. So the screaming that we heard, was it just like noise and then nothing else?
It was a shriek, high pitched, piercing kind of shriek that came from the chute.
So I never thought to ask this before. Was it like kind of like, well, was it the kind of shriek a person would make? Was it a shriek?
No, it didn't sound human at all.
Was it a metallic kind of shriek, like something breaking or shearing off?
No, it was high pitched. Sounded organic.
Interesting.
Maybe that could have been that starfish thing we saw. Drabowski.
So you didn't see a starfish thing. You only saw just like
almost kind of like an impact. You see, if you see an impact on like tempered glass, where it hits and then it kind of like the cracks spread out radially from the impact point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's suggestive of the thing that hit it. Yeah, exactly. So you've got I mean, kind of at the top of the station. The only thing that's above you is there's an airlock at the top of the chute that leads into this this umbilical that connects to the astrometrics observatory at the very top of the station, and then you've got all the other decks below you.
Mm.
We need answers, don't we? Really?
Well, we're not going to get them standing here.
Yeah, people are hearing things and seeing things, and
Exactly, Colonel Doctor, says Headstrom. As I say, I think we should proceed to the medical facilities. Maybe there are people there. Maybe the PDTs are not functioning.
If we go to the medical, there's going to be people there that need help, not people there that can help. We need to get the equipment to free our ship. Once our ship is free, we can help everybody get off this place. Until then, what's it going to do to us to put Band-Aids on people's boo-boos? We need to get the ship free.
That may be your professional objective, Sergeant, but we are here for science, for scientific purposes.
Forget your science! Our spaceship crashed into the middle of this place and is stuck there. This place has damages that need to be fixed, and it has people that are going to rely on us to get them off of here. What's the point of doing science if the science will never be discovered? Imagine all the new science you'll be able to do if you escape this place.
Okay, folks, I think we need some level heads here. Where is the closest PDT?
The closest one is on deck C, right below us, the science officer.
May I suggest that we go to deck C? And
I swear to God, you make me feel like Thelma.
Let's go to deck C
from Scooby-Doo.
Let's see what the PDT shows. If we have a colleague from the actual station, they might be able to shed some light. That'll be the first step. If it turns out to be a false reading or something else, we can then reevaluate.
At least we might be able to get Mother online. Mother may have information that will help us.
Look,
at least
Dr. Navari is right.
Are because there's a lot of resources being put into something may or may not be related. We do not have all the information ourselves. As a science officer is in Deck C, they've probably been involved in this. They would be worthwhile talking to. So I strongly suggest we go to Deck C as it's the closest place before getting sidetracked. At least find one person from the station in an official capacity we can speak to. And then we can get more information and make further decisions from there. At the moment,
and remember, Dr. Navari is the leader of this whole expedition. We have to listen to what he says. Doctor, I'm with you, and I'm going to move to follow the doctor down to Deck C.
Okay.
If there are no objections?
If there are any objections, Doctor, don't worry. I have everybody here on the PDTs. They can wander off wherever they want. We can keep track of them and collect them when we're ready to leave.
We don't know what state the station's in, and we may not have time to find everybody.
Well, as the person responsible for security over all of you, I highly recommend everybody stay around me. But you're all adults, and I can't force you to do anything you don't want to. So if you don't want to stay with your security officer, that's fine. But I'm going with Dr. Navari, and I suggest we all listen to him as well.
Oh, well, if there's no pushback, I'm going to head to Deck C.
Okay, so Dr. Ajira and Hedenstrom, they agree, they nod in agreement.
Dr. Navari, what is it with these people? When I recommend it, everybody ignores me, and they all look for other things and doing other. You say it, you get the respect. That's why you're in charge here.
It's just I've been around for a long time. It's always the way with complex situations like this. People tend to get a bit stressed. It just sometimes we need direction, and once we start
it's
doing
not that complex.
No, it isn't. But we have to start with one place, and most people need a plan. That's a problem with us scientists. If we don't have the baseline, the experiment to begin with, we don't know where to go. It's a problem with the way our brains are wired. It's I think it's what draws us into the field.
I'm glad your brain is wired the way it is.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, so are you all descending down the chute towards deck C? Okay.
Yes. As they start leaving, I realize and tear myself away from the viewport and go with them.
Okay. So let's move to deck C.
See, wizard.
I'm going to keep a cautious eye out for the screamer.
Yeah.
Well, there's always one.
Yep.
You all see the deck C?
Yeah, zooming in. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
See the group token. Very good.
I'm just hoping, I'm just hoping it was screaming because it has good time.
So you were stood in this small circular corridor that surrounds the chute. You can see various there's signs, notices, because them color-coded strips leading to different sections on the deck. So immediately to your left is MedLab. To your right is a door that's the door that leads to emergency cryo sleep pods. Round the corner, around the corner you can't see any more doors unless there's something on the opposite side. Oh, there you go. So on the opposite side, you can see you see a door that says hydroponics garden.
Might I suggest we take a look at these emergency sleep pods? If there is a plan to evacuate people from a station, they will be handy.
So Professor Harenstam, luckily the med lab is here, so I shall go and see if there's anything to be found here. And he opens it on, heads into med lab.
Are there any doors here that seem to indicate that they are off limits to inmates?
From what you know of the station, inmates don't normally have access to this. The only level that inmates would have access to is the corrections module. So
the fact that we have all this access, all right, okay, that's good to know.
There's no security locks on any of the doors, apart from the mother chamber.
Okay. As soon as I hear that Dr. Navari asked me to wants to go check out the pods, then I will open the door to check to make sure it's safe for the crew. Well, for the rest of us, rather.
Okay. Oh. Right. So you open the door, and you can see that the wall, the outer wall, appears to be one of the sections of the station that has been hit by a meteor strike. Luckily, there doesn't appear to be any sign of that there is any sign of any decompression or leaking. Obvious signs of the atmosphere leaking. But you do see these strange sort of cables, or what you at first take to be cables, but they almost look alive, like pulsing tendrils that are growing out of this meteorite that has impacted and somehow buried itself through the wall of the station.
Doctor, that doesn't look natural. That's like this meteorite, it seems to have tendrils that are displaying lifelike symptoms. Is this maybe not a meteor here, but a creature or something? Maybe you know better. I don't recommend going in. I don't think that we know enough to risk putting ourselves within the clutches of those tendrils.
True. Oh, is there anything that looks like a pole or a prod or something that samples can be taken?
So the only thing that's in here, apart from this meteorite that's from these like growths are coming out of, some of these like they like almost look like electrical cables, but they're, like I said, they look organic at the same time, and some of them have punctured through the floor and into the walls. One or two are growing into some of the cryopods. About 3 of the cryopods look to be undamaged. And there is also another door leading out of this room that says it leads to life support.
There may be, let's step out, there may be contaminants. And I think we need to get a camera unit to look at this further. I think we have found what we're here to investigate.
I agree.
Yep. Sort of.
Possibly.
Let's step back towards the door, close it.
Okay.
We need answers from Mother. That's what we're
I have a
gonna
funny feeling this and the calculations are linked. We need a crew member. We need a crew member who can actually talk to us about what's happened.
Absolutely.
We could inadvertently trigger something or set off a sequence of events that are not meant to be. There's some.
Absolutely.
I don't know if this is linked to the gravity well or the meteor storm that might have interrupted this process, hence why things are the way they are. It might have been the cause of them. We just don't know. Our priority should be, unless somebody has a better idea, is to find a crew member, an official who can...
Officer Clark's in Mother's chamber right now on this deck.
Then,
but before we do that, some of the tendrils, Doctor, they were going into the cryo chambers. Are any of those cryo chambers populated?
It's not safe to find out. There could have been contaminants.
But life support is right past there. If this creature manages with its tendrils to get into life support, I mean, we could all be in a lot of shouldn't we try to secure the life support?
Yeah. Let's not make assumptions. That's one thing that leads us to bad paths. Let's not make assumptions. It could be connections. It could be fusing. It could be 100 things. We just don't know. Let's go find Officer Clark and Mother.
To not know.
Sorry?
Is it safe to not know? Are we leaving danger behind us?
What do you suggest we do? Do you want to go in there and, I don't know, poke with your finger and see what happens?
No, I just want to read readouts.
We'll wait outside and you can call us and let us know.
I just want to read readouts on life support pods, see if anything is in pods. Look for a little green light instead of little red light.
Well, it doesn't matter if there's a little green light if that cable is controlling the green light. If you want to go and breathe in whatever's in there or touch whatever seems to be connecting the electrical material, please be my guest.
I'm going to go in because I'm a scientist. And it is my job to discover things.
I will go in there as well.
Before you go in, can I borrow 100 credits from you?
But I only have it in half-credit pieces.
Do you not use protective suits or have any sort of procedures in the UPP?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
No, the answer is yes, but we do not have them here with us.
Please go and girl boss.
I look on this as chance of me making good a name for myself in science.
I am going in as well. With,
Also, she does not breathe. So why do not we just send her in to see what it's what?
Well, we know there's a science officer here on this deck, so perhaps he'll know about this too. So maybe I'll go find him in a different place, and if you guys want to go investigate this now, I don't recommend it. I think Dr. Navari is correct that we try to find the science officer who might explain this before.
Mm-hmm. So Dr. J says, yes, we should listen to the sergeant. He's here to protect us and ensure our safety. We should listen to his advice.
Listen to you lot. I am determined to play that cat.
Well, I'm going to start walking towards Mother, and I'll just shake my head.
Yeah.
Okay. So
only fools rush in without gathering the right data.
Right.
That's how many of
Looking through the door.
I've already walked away.
Can I see the cryopods?
Yes, you can see the cryopods.
From the readouts on the end of them, can I see if any of them are inhabited?
You would have to make an observation check to tell that from here.
Right, well then, one obs check.
Move that over there.
Obs.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
So none of the pods have an occupant.
Right, I close the door. My job here is done.
Okay, so you're going back out.
Yep.
Okay.
That was very fast. I hardly believe you even had time to check all the pods.
Did not even need to put my monocle on.
May I get a closer examination of these tendrils, whether they're still moving?
What's still moving? Sorry.
The tendrils, are they moving? Or are they just
No, they're not. They're not moving. They kind of pulse, as if they're alive. You know, like almost like there's
throbbing.
Yeah, throbbing. Almost like as if something is pulsing through them.
What's this door up here?
That says it leads to life support.
Can I go through that, please?
You can. So, meanwhile,
Yep.
Onwards to Mother.
Going to Mother, definitely.
okay. So normally there's a key card, security key card input outside the door to the mother chamber, where you put your authorization card in and then you input a code. But when you try the door just opens.
Okay.
That's not worrying at all.
So odd, isn't it? I obviously go in.
Okay.
A bit.
So you all squeeze into this sort of this antechamber, this little corridor, and the door opens at the other side. Ooh. Tokens! Oh my god, tokens! There we go.
Wow, Mother.
Okay, so
I am my mother.
So the mainframe chamber is dark and full of smoke. There are no sign of any blinking server lights. And you almost stagger. And luckily, you grasp a handrail because you're on like a walkway above a vat of coolant vat that mother sits above on this suspended walkway.
Oh, that don't bode well.
So
this blue that you can see is a coolant vat. So it's the coolant system for mother.
Right. Okay.
And it's like completely open.
Wow. Is that normal?
Apart from it's efficient.
Does it look like it's designed that way?
It looks like it's designed that way, yeah.
Right. Okay. Where's science officer clerk?
So, like I said, there's like kind of this almost like a catwalk that leads to this balcony where the mother terminal is located, but the air is thick with smoke, so it's hard to see properly. And as you make your way forward, you see the source of the smoke. The chair at the mother station is blackened and twisted and burnt, and fused to the chair is the charred and blackened body of what must be science officer clerk.
Do we need any?
This much grotesque, misshapen deformity is you're not sure if it's because due to the intensity of the flames that must have burnt him or something else, but his limbs seem distorted and stretched, his body contorted in an unnatural way, perhaps due to convulsions, clearly being burnt to death. But yes, you don't need to make a panic check, but you all can increase, or those present, which doesn't include the doctor, which would be relevant today, or Professor Harenstam. The rest of you gain 1 level of stress.
Yeah, good in that.
That makes sense.
Yes. Just kind of cover the mask that I've got on, the rebreather. Oh, Jesus.
All I can think is, well done, Doctor.
Who wants to ask him if he could help us?
Oh. Something's happened to him.
I'm going to close in a bit without touching anything and have a peer. What happened? Is it kind of like localized? Can we see where maybe some electricity or something is arced towards him?
No, it looks like somebody set him on fire.
Was he? I'll switch on my torch.
Is the back of the chair damaged as well?
Strapped to the chair?
Yeah, so the old chair is like is partially melted. It looks like somebody's burnt him, set him on fire, burnt him, set him on fire with a flamethrower.
But you said that this room is kind of it's open. It's like the cooling and everything here is we can see outside, or are the walls opaque?
Yeah, no, we can't see outside. So yeah, solid walls.
So maybe it was some sort of solar flare that penetrated or something. I mean, that got through the protection of this cooling agent, or who knows what. I'm going to see. Do I see anything on the glass? Anything on the outside of the glass that might indicate?
So there's no glass. They're just solid walls. It's completely contained. And I would say, because Sajjad is an ex-Marine, you're a professional soldier. This is clear to you. This person was burnt to death with a incinerator unit.
Guys, we got to get out of here. That prisoners can get into places that we can now, and this science officer isn't going to help us. So, like Dr. Navarra said, get back on the plan and execute it.
Before we go,
Doctor,
see the mother terminal itself.
And I'm going to check Mother to see if Mother's operational. So we need to remove that body.
Is the chair on wheels?
No, it's fixed to the floor.
I kind of wish I was a different character, because this is the perfect opportunity to do the Joker monologue.
Yeah.
Spoke him now? Oh, you're a cold-hearted bitch. I'm glad you're dead.
Checking Mother.
So, let's see, what would that be? So you can give me what is it? Machinery? Where are we?
Give me all the rolls.
Machinery.
I guess it would be Comtech at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
Have I got contact? No, don't.
Right.
Has
Okay.
anyone else got contact and can assist?
I can help with that. Maybe you should let me.
Yeah, I have contact.
Oh,
Right, maybe we should let you.
It looks like the captain's already done it. So she goes ahead without waiting to for any offers of assistance.
I'd already started as you said it. Sorry.
So okay, right. So as she checks over the mother console, and as she turns, a visible nervous twitch that puts you all ill at ease, and so everybody in this room gains another level of stress.
Oh, thanks for that.
Captain, what did you say?
So, Captain Luger, the console doesn't appear to be damaged. It must have been powered down or automatically or shut down for some reason. So it will require restarting, which means the circuits will need resetting, which are in the cooling pit.
Oh, you bitch! I'll say. I'll explain what's happened. As I do, I'm a bit shaky. Just like fixated on this body. I kind of look away. I say it's still working, but it needs resetting, which means going in there in this shit. Any volunteers?
It's no problem. We have a synthetic person who can do it.
Talking of synthetic person, so Dr. Lark, you are on your own. You're in the life support chamber. So this chamber is kind of runs in kind of a U, kind of a semicircle almost around from the east side all the way around to the west side, if you like, or left side. And it is lined, these circular things you can see are the air scrubbers. Each air scrubber for a different section and deck on the station. They're all labelled from deck A to E, F to H, and I to J. All each there's a group of air scrubbers for each deck.
In the section I'm in now, this section here, where am I able to determine if any of these look out of the ordinary, like as if there's like not as look latter, or can I see it? Or are they just drums? Are they big drums? Or
well, the circular, but the airs, the kind of like they scrub the options, strip out the carbon dioxide from it, and they do it through electrolysis. So the contained units. But you can make an observation room to roll to see if any of them, see whether you think they look intact. Okay, so yeah, everything, they all look to be functioning at full capacity.
I'm going to do this middle section now.
So that's a check for the entire room.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. So everything's functioning, everything's scrubbed.
Yeah.
There's no contaminants whatsoever. Okay.
No, it doesn't appear to be. Everything, yeah, they all appear to be functioning, fully functioning.
Right, okay. Can I go back into the other room, please?
You can.
I'm going to examine these tentacles. I'm going to touch it.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Well, if that's what you want to do. That's a good question. So as you touch it, the meteor itself, the one that's the bit that's protruding onto the inside the station through the hole, it appears and feels like rock, but through cracks in its surface, these biomechanical growths almost look like I said, like tendrils or roots or perhaps even veins. And as you touching them, you can feel there is almost like a heartbeat.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back where the other guys are. Well, I'm gonna stand in this bit and wait for them to come out, and I'll tell them my findings.
Okay. So meanwhile, in the mother chamber, you just perhaps you've just mentioned this about the synthetic.
Mm. So who's going in?
So changing this in the coolant, do we not need protective suits? What does this coolant do to the body?
Well, it's
If it's
not
as
a
severe
swimming
as
pool.
liquid nitrogen, not a good idea. But even if it's like engine oil coolant that I'm familiar with, it's not going to go dipping yourself into it. So
So
how does the maintenance of this?
It's open to the air and it's just sitting there, so it can't be anything that's super cold or to be boiling.
So I would say the certainly the scientists among you, the coolant that's usually used in these systems, it's a liquid. It is a chemical. It would be toxic if you were to drink it or to breathe it in, but it doesn't offer any. It's not dangerous in the short term. I mean, if you were to immerse yourself in it for days on end, then it might have some adverse effect on your skin. But no, it's not particularly dangerous. It's just cold. Because it's a liquid that is produced as a coolant for the system.
So we're talking about like engine coolant level of chemical.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's like I say, it would be. It wouldn't be good to drink it or inhaling the liquid is never good. But it's not gonna. The liquid itself isn't going to be dangerous otherwise. The only danger is maybe coming from the fact that it is cold.
If everybody's pondering, I'll say, God damn it, I'll go in.
I've got to be honest, this is one of those situations where I'm not going to say ladies first.
This is what happens when you get a group of scientists together. We're going to ponder the whole thing and go into the actual workings and what's the correct procedure.
No, but
we're going to have a meeting about a meeting.
It's like, wait, 1 moment. Fetch my slide rule out of my pocket.
Yeah. While I'm doing this, take that poor bastard out of here.
We're going to have to lift him off the chair, aren't we? And whoever does it is bound to get another stress point. Or 3.
So, what's happening? Captain, it's Captain Lugish. You going in? Okay. So there's a ladder that goes down from the catwalk into the coolant pit.
Let's do it.
So as Captain Luger's climbing down there, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to go into.
I suppose really we've got to remove this poor guy from here, but where are we going to put him? I mean, let's be honest, even if we do remove him, who's going to want to sit in that chair?
Well, if it's necessary.
Is nobody else got anything to add? What's the Sergeant Sajad doing?
Just remember, I'm an elderly man, so lifting and carrying that isn't really my forte. So I brought some young blood on board.
We've lost Sergeant Sajad.
Uh-oh.
Sergeant Sajad is returning to his station.
There he is.
So I did expect you to say, like, well, I'm an old man, so I'm having a nap.
Sergeant Sajad. So Captain Luger has volunteered to go down into the coolant pit to reset Mother.
It's okay. I never liked him anyways.
To be honest, he is ship captain. He has obviously done this thing before. It is far better that he'd go in there than we who do not know what we are doing do.
So what are you three doing while Captain Luger is doing that?
I think it's because the captain's like doing us a favor by going there and resetting the circuits for Mother. I think it's only fair that I try and get this poor guy out of the chair.
No. I like Captain Luger. I would have said let the android go.
I did mention we have synthetic.
I'll call up. I'll say, while you guys are pissing about, I'm fixing this. Why don't you go and examine medical bay and find out where your other scientist friend is and remove that poor bastard from the seat?
Good idea. I'll head towards medical because I haven't heard from him in a while. He hasn't asked anything.
Okay.
I shall keep trying to remove this guy from his seat.
Okay.
Go in that room as well. Headstrom.
Well, just a moment, Lee. I'll get rid of this group token for a moment. Group token. Go here. No, come here, group token. There we go. And so let's Professor Navarra. You're still so Professor Navarra. You're remaining in the mother chamber, are you? Professor Navarra.
Yeah, I'll remain and keep an eye on the terminal while it's being reset. May as well.
And Colonel Doctor, you're attempting to try and remove this I'm burned body from the seat.
Yes.
Okay. So Sergeant Sajad, you go out, leave the mother chamber, going back out into this circular hallway around the chute, where you find Dr. Lark waiting, stood patiently, waiting in the corridor.
All right. Sorry. So I'm trying to open the door. It's not opening for me at this point. Oh, there we go. Doctor, sorry. Looking in before I move in, does it look like this place is also blown? The wall is...
No, it appears to be perfectly fine.
Okay.
So the lab, the med lab is completely undamaged. There are 2 incubators here and cabinets of medical supplies. There are 2 auto docks and a desk where a terminal with a terminal sitting on it, and along one wall there's another workbench upon which sits a large horizontal and transparent cylinder full of plasma energy. It's huge as well, this cylinder. It dominates almost the entirety of one wall.
Well,
and you can see these like plasma, these tiny phosphorus plasma lifeforms, these that are just drifting about inside this tube, which is, you recognise from briefings, these are some of the Hesselden lights, the life forms that were originally discovered here in the surrounding the black hole.
You SOB. I was going to say that I'm in a nice, secluded area that's completely undamaged, that has medical equipment. I'd like to take, 10 minutes to calm myself down and reduce stress. Except you put something like this in this room, and now my stress is only elevated again because of these things. I am going to be looking for, like injections of like vitamin E or stuff that I know, from my soldier background that might be performance enhancing. Give me a little maybe bit of calmness. Doctor, what are you doing here all this time? There's nobody here.
So Professor Harenstam looks up. He's tapping away at the terminal and says,
okay.
I'm here to do my work. I suggest you do what you were employed to do, Sergeant.
Yes, I will. Highly beginning to suspect that you are doing exactly what you've been programmed to do. Am I not correct?
Program? Do you think I am one of a synthetic like this thing that is accompanying us?
Your single-minded obsession with conducting work when we have to cooperate together to get off this place to do our ship. I mean, it's uncanny. And those rooms to the north and the south, have you checked them for patients, or you just were tapping here on your way? You were so consumed and concerned about, the possibility of people being here that we need to help. J'accuse.
I am not concerned, Sergeant, with the well-being of a few criminals and some administration staff on this station. I have been employed to carry out important work that will ensure my future.
Just remember, Professor, work is a 4-letter word. And I'm going to move to the north to see what the doors to the north and the south say.
Okay, so the door to the north says it leads into life support. The door to the south says recovery room.
All right. Okay, life support. Glad that this place is secure. I'll go to the recovery room and see if anybody is in there recovering from.
Okay, and what is Dr. Lark doing?
I'm going to say to Dr. Harenstam, you do realise there is a meteor embedded in the life support room?
No, I do not. But it is no. Why should that be a surprise? We witnessed that the station had been struck already hit by meteor strikes, and we saw more when the ship crashed into the station. That doesn't alter why we are here. I am a professional doctor, if that is what you wish to call yourself.
Mr. Harenstam.
Professor Harenstam.
Well, anyway, there is a meteor with tendrils coming off it with a heartbeat. Didn't realise that, did you? You didn't even look in that room. You just went straight into here. When everyone else
all the more reason, Doctor, that I perform my work quickly and efficiently. So unless you have something of import to share, I suggest you take your bear and go elsewhere.
Okay, I'll follow Sergeant Jahed.
Damn, you've been served.
Okay, right. So meanwhile, back in the mother chamber, what's Doctor? So Colonel Doctor is attempting to pull this body from the chair. What's Professor Navarro doing?
The little doctor is trying not to think of pulled pork.
I'm checking on Mother. I'm going to see if I can access it when this gets reset.
Okay. You can...
I'll also keep an eye out for any warning during the procedure. If there's any warning messages or anything flashes up.
Okay. You can give me an observation roll. And Colonel Doctor, you can also give me an observation roll, but yours will be with a penalty dice.
Nice.
That's one success for Professor Navarre.
I am slightly worried that we're rolling really, really well and we're out of combat.
So, a observation roll from Colonel Doctor, if you would, with a penalty dice.
Hilarious with this group.
Oh, what am I rolling? Sorry.
A observation check, but with a penalty dice. So you remove one dice.
Observation. Skills.
So I think you have to, if I remember right, you have to right-click it to get a roll.
Right-click. Base modifier is just -1, isn't it?
Yeah, that is correct.
It's a long time since I've done a roll with the penalty dice. Boop.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Nice.
2 successes. Right. So as you so Colonel Doctor, as you grasp, you attempt to lift, pull the science officer's body from the chair, but it is welded. It's like the chair, the body, and the chair are melted and fused together. So you have to embrace it.
I can feel my fingers popping through the crisp skin into the semi-solid fat layer below, which is still warm.
Excellent.
Smells like bacon.
Will it still be warm? That's actually a good point.
Will it still be warm?
How long has it been since the incident?
The room is still full of smoke, although it is an enclosed room. So it is perhaps. So as you say, as your skin breaks, as your fingers break through the crispy outer layer, it is slightly warm. It's not cold. But you have to embrace. You have to embrace the this charred corpse to try and wrench it. And it tears away from the seat, leaving some of its crisped skin still attached to the seat. And you manage to pull it. It breaks. It essentially breaks away. The legs perhaps coming away as well, and you gain 1 stress for doing so.
That's okay. I'll take that. I'll take stress.
But as you're doing this, perhaps as you like to, leaning down to remove the parts that came away when you lifted the trunk of the body off the chair, you both see a. Let me see. Let me just get this right. Below, initially out of below, your sort of line of sight, below the mother console, there's a slightly recessed area in which is a separate drive.
Right.
Like a separate removable drive.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna.
Meanwhile, so Captain Luger, you clamber down this ladder, taking a deep breath. You plunge into these icy waters. The water must be the coolant fluid must be close to 0.
Right. Obviously.
And refresh it. So it's like at the corner of your eye, you see a shark. Oh.
Yeah.
This is what I was expecting.
And you need to make a stamina roll.
No problem. Right, let's have a look.
Oh wow!
Oh, nice.
Okay,
steeled
so
myself.
Good. Oh,
I knew what was going to happen. I steeled myself for it.
okay, so you've got obviously you've got more than the required success, so you can use those. What do you want to use those extras for? You can use them for stunts.
Yeah, I think certainly one of them will be half the time.
Uh-huh.
Don't need to roll to overcome exact same challenge in the future. And that's it, isn't it? Because the other one is the success one.
Okay, very well. Okay, so you swim. Excuse me. You swim down, and you can see there is a bank of circuit breakers on the column on which the mother sits.
Mm.
1 second. Turn that down. So you swim down and swim towards this this circuit breaker that's behind this panel, and you will have to give me a heavy machinery roll.
No problem.
Okay, wow.
If I keep saying that, I think it'll work every time.
That's been the secret all along.
I'm just blagging system and invoking it. Yeah.
Yeah. So four bonus successes there on if you want to spend them on anything.
Yeah, I think I'll break it permanently now. Okay. Right. So we've got 4 bonuses. I'll give myself a +2 bonus on all future attempts to do that skill roll relating to this.
Okay.
To like fixing mother. Again, I think half the time.
Right, so it's going to take you 3 rounds unless you spend any of yours on stunts.
Well, I'll spend 2 of them to make it 1 round, and then I'll do a +1 for future heavy machinery rolls with mother, and 1 to mean that I don't need to roll again to like do the same task.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. So can you give me 1 more stamina roll?
Yeah, but I had the bonuses that I don't need to roll to do it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah, you did. Okay, so yeah, you managed to get the panel open, reset the switches, and then swim back up to the surface, clambering out of this icy cold water.
Oh shit! That's cold. Kind of like slop it off. Oh God! It's everywhere. It's like slushy or something. Is it working?
Oh, okay. So as you clamber out, there's the server lights start to come on one by one, and you hear the mechanical whir of the system starting up, and the screen comes to life.
Right. Let's try and find out what's happening. Is that body gone, by the way?
Well, most of it. Some of it's still stuck to the chair.
If you want to use chair, you may have to sit on his lap.
Yeah. Oh.
Be careful. He's still a bit gooey inside.
Right. You use mother.
Okay. So what are you going to do?
Sit that maybe?
Just look for what I was gonna do. Ask Mother to pull up logs of what's happened so far.
You'll have to be more specific than that.
Okay, give me the status logs for the last 24 hours relating to the accident, you know, why the outside of the hull is burning and all that kind of stuff. What messages have been passed around, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so about 24 hours before you arrived in the system, the station was impacted by a number of meteors, causing plasma fires on several decks. On decks F, G, and H. The central hub on let's see. The central hub on deck H was fractured when the Centurina impacted with the station and is spilling plasma, burning plasma onto several decks.
Oh, whoa. When was Mother shut down?
Right.
Because Mother has logs of the Centurina crashing into the ship.
Okay.
Wouldn't Mother have had to have been active to log that?
I'm gonna search for PD like.
So she also brings up a notification that there is a major power drain and power is being redirected to let me see, to
the left hangar bay.
To the left starboard hangar bay on Terminal 1.
That is where the data feed from operations is going, the screens with all the numbers. Can we find out more about that?
To starboard hangar bay.
I'm totally leaning over his shoulder, pointing at the screen.
On deck what, sorry?
That is on deck, let me get the right deck. That is on deck G. Yeah, it is. Yeah, deck G.
Okay.
I'm taking notes.
On Terminal 1, the starboard hangar deck in Terminal 1 on deck G.
Right. Okay. What did you say, Colonel Doctor?
Oh, the screens that are being used in the operations deck, the data they are passing is being passed through to some form of computation unit in the left hangar bay on G. Can we find out anything about what that data is?
Yeah. Why are the crunchy numbers? Yeah.
Okay, give me a Comtech roll.
No problem.
Can I assist?
Can you assist? Not really, because it's just kind of like inputting stuff into the computer.
I'm kind of like pointing. No, that button there.
Go on then, I will let you. Go on then, fair enough.
That's nice. I was expecting like, no, -1
I have the
interference.
base modifier of +1 then, is it?
Yeah.
Ready? Not good.
Okay. No. So you can't access the information, but or not all the information, but you are able to determine something. So the Mother, now you brought Mother online, she is now being some of her processing power is now being devoted to this these computations that are being carried out, and it is linked not to the starboard hangar deck. It is linked to one of two data units in the comm tower.
I suppose try and ask Mother what is the purpose of the calculations.
I've already tried to ask that.
Yeah.
Right.
So not able to determine that.
Comms. Where the heck is comms?
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask about Eluga and what the records for that and what she's doing on here.
Give us a contact roll.
Yeah.
Alas, I don't know who that is, so I can't help him.
So where's the comm tower? That's we're sort of estimate up this area, Arma.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a response comes up, and Mother tells you that information is restricted. But you can give me another successful contact roll, you might be able to access some of it.
Okay. No problem.
Oh wow, there is a stress. Oh, action failed as panic is 10. Okay, so it's not going to be. Let me find. I've got some alternative panic tables. Physical activities, no.
Well, we're back to the non-combat panic tables because
Hangnail breaks a nail on the keyboard.
Physical activities, no. There we go. Comtech. What do you get? A 10.
Accidentally logs into Facebook.
Okay, so you, so the stress of the situation gets too much. You clumsily make some incorrect inputs, locking you out of further inquiries down that further routes of that inquiries down that route.
Start slamming my fist on the panel. Come on! I effectively trying to push it by like trying it other ways around.
Okay.
But yeah, really getting angry with it.
Come
on, you bitch!
So you can try and. Oh, can you push it? I can't remember, but I'm gonna let you push it. But because of that, because of your levels of stress, you're gonna lose one dice, a penalty dice on a push.
Okay.
It'll let you push. It'll let you. I think you can usually. Oh no, you can't push it because there's no push button.
The captain, calm down, please.
The one thing that we need. She's climbing up now.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I can try later.
We need to know what's going on. I'll tell you what, I'm going to start going under panels, like pulling panels off to try and like rewire it to get around the.
Okay, you can give me an observation check.
I think we might need to stop him from doing this.
I'm making your observation anyway.
Okay.
Nice.
So as you bend down, looking for some means of accessing the internal workings, you can make some fine adjustments. You see below Mother in the panel. There's another panel where there is an external storage drive, a removable external storage drive.
So what's this? Go down and examine it, obviously. Look at this. Yeah. Have a look at it.
Okay, it is. It's some kind of black box recorder.
Take it.
That is linked to. So you can like open the panel and you can sort of unplug it. But yeah, it's clearly linked to Mother. But yeah, so it should be accessible through Mother.
Oh right.
But you
do
suspect,
I know, as an engineer, do I know you need Mother to access it? Yeah.
I would say that would be. Yeah, I would say you would realise that because it's like I say, it's clearly like an external removable hard drive essentially.
So rather than disconnecting it, then I'll say there's something here. There's something external. Maybe there's info on this. Try and access that instead. Like let me see what's on this directory kind of thing.
Okay.
At least he's not trying to take Mother apart anymore.
Right. So meanwhile, Sergeant Sajad and Dr. Lark, you leave Professor Harenstam to his work in MedLab, and you enter the recovery room, which is there's bright fluorescent lights in this kind of really pristine, sterile environment. The walls are just blindingly white, and there's two or three recovery beds with fresh, starched white linen sheets tucked neatly into the neatly around the mattresses. But other than that, there's nothing here. Oh, there's a medipack. There's a medipack station on the wall with a medipack in it.
Can I grab that?
You can grab it if you want. Yeah, please. I can give you a medipack. 1 second. Medipack. Why is that saying medical aid? No. So what's that doing? Personal med kit. There we go. Right, let me just put that on your sheet. Personal med kit. Boom. There we go. You've got 2 personal med kits you're carrying now.
Awesome.
And the door immediately in front of you says it leads into the hydroponics garden.
All right. So it seems like a lot of time has passed and we're still here. So I'd like to take a moment, if I may, and go, listen, Lark, I know at the beginning I didn't like you that much. I felt tension. That's all because, man, you were strange. You were socially awkward. I didn't understand you. Now that I know that you're an android, man, I'm cool with that. You guys are great. It makes sense to me now. It's all crystal clear. I'm really glad we had a chance to clear the air because, I don't want there to be any, especially this crisis mode. I mean, I'm a soldier. You're an android. We complement each other's skills really great. We're gonna watch out for each other, and by watching out for each other, we're gonna watch out for the rest of the team. We're gonna get everybody through this.
So, Jude, you look a bit stressed. May I suggest you have a lay down on one of these lovely, comfortable.
Well, funny you should say that. That's exactly what I'm doing while talking to you and trying to relieve my stress.
Well, I've got my bear here. You can hold that, and I'm trying to relieve your stress with some soothing words. Just think of where you were, not to where you are now. Just think of where you are, and I'll try to use my soothing, as much as my android abilities will allow me to soothe you, and hopefully you can regain some stress through thinking you're not here. You're in a nice, lovely room. There's nothing going on other than this room at the minute. Just focus on this room, and everything will be fine. I'll be going to the hydroponics and just look after my bear, and he'll look after you, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay?
Yeah, it sounds great. I mean, I'm sure hydroponics is going to be great. No, I mean, it might actually be calming to be there, but I'll rest here while you're going
I'll
into
only be a door. I'll
hydroponics.
leave the door open if I may.
Yeah, of course. No
I'll
worries.
only
All
be
good.
just down the door.
If you need me, just holler. I'm right here. I'm all good.
Just relax and think of nothing else apart from this room and the bear.
So you use it. Was that an attempt to use your counselor talent?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so you can make a command skill roll then.
And I was trying to take 10 minutes anyways in a non-threatening environment.
Yeah, I realized that. I suspected that's what you were doing.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so you get a stress level, or you can reduce your stress level by 1 because you're taking a moment to rest in this what you presume is a calm environment, and also another stress level from Dr. Lark using her counselor talent to calm your nerves and handing over the calming teddy bear.
Now that I know she's actually likes me, there's a chance she'll protect me and keep me safe, is what I'm convincing myself of.
Not a soldier.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, Dr. Lark, you leave the sergeant to. Why is that? Let me see. That should have a light in there.
Wow.
There we go. Should be a light in here. There we go. Okay. So you head through the door into the hydroponics garden. So this room is, as soon as you step in, you feel this room is like warm, like almost a tropical atmosphere in here. It's warm and steamy. You can see the front curved wall. This steamy 12-meter high room is all viewport. This area, it's just a huge viewport, but the humidity has fogged it up, and the plants in here have clearly been left unattended for some time. It looks like it was an area meant for relaxation, contemplation, introspection, to help residents on the station relax and relieve any symptoms of stress. That's usually what, in your experience, that's usually what these gardens are installed for. But this has been left to overgrow. But not only that, these plants look unhealthy. They're mutated, transforming from what must have been once been green, luscious, and colourful plants and flowers to this slimy garden of black resin-like tendrils and vines. And nestling amongst the overgrown, the thick, overgrown floor of these this black undergrowth are these strange, leafy, beehive-shaped, leafy, cocoon-like objects, about 4 or 5 feet long.
Oh God!
Space spiders.
Behave.
And yeah, there's several of them, maybe a dozen or so.
Teddy bear is nice. Teddy bear so great.
I'm going to slowly back out of this room and go back and see the G.
I get the feeling Dr. Lark might wish he's got his teddy bear right now.
Yeah, well, I'm back. No. I'm going to go in there and just say, I think I've found something we need to report to the others. I won't worry about it yet. We just have a few moments in here, and then we'll go to the others. Okay?
What is it? Is the food supply at risk? That hardly matters. We're going to leave this place.
I don't want to alarm you. Just keep calm and everything will be okay. I'll talk to the others and yourself when we get back.
What do you mean you don't want to alarm me? How are you going to prevent alarming somebody when you say you don't want to alarm them? You're not very good at what you do, are you?
You seem less stressful now. Now you seem more stressful.
Yes.
Yeah. So, right, what's happening with the other room which I went in? It was a lovely garden. It was a lovely garden, hence was. And now it's kind of mutated in something else.
By mutated, you mean intelligent life form? Are the vegetables alive? And if they're intelligent, are they vegetables?
I don't think you'd want to eat one. Put it that way. And there's some sort of large beehive cocoon things which are about 4 foot long. And I believe we need to talk to the others about that. And I don't suggest any of us go in there and start touching things.
Well, perhaps we should secure the door then. Well, you'd probably be better suited at communications to make sure that that door can't open and nothing can get in and nothing can get out.
Is there any way of breaking the lock on the door so no one can get in and out?
You can make a comms check to try and override it, so it to kind of seal it, to lock it.
I'll try. Look at comms.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to be worrying about that door, but I will let the others know because I've overrided it.
What about this professor? Do you think he's like you? Do you think he's also an android? If he seems human, he's the most stubborn human I've ever met. I mean, and brave.
Yeah, you're brave, but only the human mind can only take so much, Sir Jude. And I just dislike that person, headstrong. He seems like his name says, a bit headstrong.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his problem is. I know he's got work to do, but the way he's speaking to yourself and myself, I don't agree with. But we need to tell the others what I've seen. And also, going back to something else I found earlier, you know those tentacles in the life support room?
Yes. Ugh.
They had a heartbeat. Or seemed like a heartbeat. I touched it.
Wow. I mean,
something's alive in here, other than humans and other synthetics what might be here. Something else is roaming around here, or breeding, or something. Is something else. That's how I see it. From what I've seen in that hydroponics garden, and what can fell off them tendrils, it feels like a heartbeat, or like a boom, 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 like that.
wait, did you say? I mean, did it all seem like dragon-like? Did it have wings and claws and?
No. I just touched that tendril in the life support room, and it just felt like you could feel a beat from it, which it's very strange. We need to tell the others. When you're ready, we'll go up and try and find the others, and let me tell them. And you're better now, anyhow.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. Listen, we're gonna stick together. I think you're right. What we need to do is we need to get the supplies, the cutter, everything that we need to get the ship out of here. We need to break away. We need to get everybody back to safety. Whatever activities we take, have to focus on that. And you'll have my full support. Dr. Navarre, he's smart. He seems to see the same way, things the same way we do. Let's try to focus on that, and let's report into the others.
I do suggest one person stays with Headstrong, because
Screw him. He's nuts. He's lost it. I mean, I know I'm responsible for safety and stuff, but what's the point? He won't listen to me.
With what's going around, he's very calm, and it's not. I know there's a lot of stress to take in on what's happened and what we've seen so far, or what you might have seen. I didn't see apparently what you saw. But yeah, let's go back to the others when you're ready. And
Let's go back. We can even probably comms them now. No, through the comms. Oh, sorry.
Have we got com? Can I?
There's no comms in. There's no intercoms in here.
Okay.
I don't know. Have you got comms on your? What have you got with you?
Thought I would, but I could see where everybody is anyways from their personal PDTs that I have. You know.
Yeah. So you got no comms. Yeah, you got no comms units on you at the moment.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so you're going back through MedLab. We're passing. Ooh, what's that?
Ignore that. That was me trying to look at my suit to see if I have comms in it.
Yeah, we're going back to Heddens.
So passing through back through MedLab, Harenstam looks up briefly. He's no longer at the console. He seems to be examining a series of petri dishes on one of the work tables. And he kind of looks up briefly and just
What have you discovered, Professor Headstrong?
Nothing that would be of any interest or even make sense to such as yourself.
Professor Hedenstrom, have you been in hydroponics? Have you seen what's in there? I thought you said you're going.
Oh. Is your AI defective, Dr. Lark? I've been in here doing my work, doing what I was employed to do by the company.
Well,
I haven't time to dally in hydroponics. I'm not here as a botanist.
Okay. Got your little way about you, and good luck to what you're trying to find out. I hope it's useful, because you don't seem very useful yourself. So me and Sajid will go and speak to the others.
It just turns back to these petri dishes, these cultures in these petri dishes that is examining. Okay, so meanwhile, as you're heading back to the others, what is Professor Navari and Colonel Doctor and Captain Luger doing?
Come on, nearly in.
Well, I'm watching the captain break mother.
Tappy tap tap tap.
Which is going to be a really bad thing to do. And I'm like, Captain, step back, calm down. Let someone else try to get in. Maybe a fresh set of eyes and a fresh set of hands will be able to achieve what you cannot. My accent keeps changing, and I apologize for that.
No, I'm fine.
No. You do not look fine. You're obviously very tense. Look at the way your hands are shaking. How are
I'm
you
not fine because you're asking me if I'm fine.
How are you supposed to be a program mother if you cannot hold your hands steady? Doctor,
if you let me work, I can do it.
Doctor, please help me talk some sense into the captain.
Yeah, if we have no way to access Mother, if it's broken, we're not going to get to the bottom of this. Let's work together. I know it's cold in there, but forgive my old bones if I started like limber myself. What are we trying to do? Put this back in?
I can't remember. Did you actually remove this external drive, or?
I didn't remove it. No, I saw it. I thought about it and then realized that it needed to be connected.
Yeah,
so I didn't remove it. Went back to the console to try and like opening Windows Explorer and saying, right, what's in there?
Yeah.
Bonk, blue screen.
Right.
Yeah.
It appears that we were going to be the second stage of this experiment. What they found has overwhelmed them.
How do you know that?
Look around you. They've encountered something that they obviously didn't know how to handle. I suggest we don't make the same mistake and step back. And I think now that Mother's operational, at least we can operate from there. But let's go back to the plan of finding another crew member.
Mother is operational. I've got it working.
Yes, exactly. So let's not concern ourselves at the moment with trying to encrypt or break into encrypted files, which are obviously encrypted for a reason. The original plan was to find an active crew member. I sort of shudder slightly as I look at the site and say the word active and try to dodge the obvious word. And I'll sort of go, another crew member. Let's find another crew member who's close by.
I totally agree with you, Doctor, but this is a gift that we need to, we've found. It's the closest thing we've got to getting a clue to what the hell's going on here.
Absolutely, but
I have no problem with finding other people, but
yes, but
I'm happy to stay here and break this thing.
Yes, breaking it is the problem.
We are locked out of computer, and breaking it will mean no one can.
We're not locked out. We're not locked out. We're locked out of a certain path, but not locked out of Mother. I'm telling you, I can do this. I'm happy for you to go and leave me, and I'll come and find you. But
I think
this is a key.
I think at minimum we need to be in twos. This is not the place. Once again, I sort of look at the chair to be alone. Hang on. Mother has sensors. Mother detect life signs, as in oxygen being used. Actually, there's a thing. Mother highlight bays that have not been decompressed.
Say again, sorry?
I want Mother to identify, list basically the bays. Actually, might be better the other way. List the ones that don't have oxygen, can't support life.
What areas of the station?
Yes. Which areas of the station have undergone decompression?
Okay, so areas of the station. So it brings up like something similar to that side view of the station.
Mm-hmm.
And it says Deck E is explosive decompression.
And that's
the entire deck.
Food and supply.
No, the deck. Yeah, food and supply. Deck E. This is this one.
Oh, that one, right?
Oh yeah. So Deck E is there's no atmosphere. It's open to space. Fully decompressed. The port side of the of Deck F is consumed 90% consumed with plasma fires.
That's right. Fake port, yes.
Yeah, fake port. Yeah,
fake port outside.
Fake storage side. Right. When he says port, he means right.
Yeah. So it's not decompressed. So the port side or the right hand side of Deck F, the correction modules, is not decompressed, but it is 90% of it is out of control plasma fires. As are the port sides of Deck G and H as well.
At least this cuts down on area of station we need to search.
Yes, exactly.
Can
we remotely activate fire suppressant systems?
The only way, tapping this into Mother. So Mother says the only way to combat the plasma fires, if it was normal fires, then the fire suppression system would be sufficient. But due to the fact that these are plasma fires, which has no doubt burnt out the standard fire suppression, the only way to put out the fires is to vent the atmosphere. That's the only way to put out plasma fires, to vent the atmosphere and deprive them of any oxygen.
Right. Can we seal off that section?
If we use mother to seal off bulkheads so fire is contained, will fire not burn itself out when oxygen is used up?
So that would so that would eventually happen, but by that time it would cause significant damage to the station, and because the plasma fires, it would be highly likely that they would burn through, eventually burn the way through bulkheads.
It looks like we have no choice then, so
In
we're going to seal off
the
deck F.
in the same way they might burn their way
We can do that
through the hull.
remotely, yes.
So it's right. I read that as it's only a matter of time before the fire burns its way through the hole.
Yeah. So going to seal off deck F.
Okay, so as you attempt to instruct Mother to open the airlocks, it says you have no clearance code is required.
Captain, start hitting the computer again.
Where's the nearest? Who's the nearest? Who's the nearest crew
PDF?
member apart from Mr. Crispy?
I would love it if his first name was Rice.
So what are you asking Mother this?
No, I'm actually asking. No, from our brief. I turn around to my colleagues and say, maybe it's worth bringing the crew member back to here. I'll attempt.
The warden is in the security office on deck F.
Is it worth?
If you want, if you want the authority, that's where to go.
Right. Is it worth bringing the warden back to here?
Yeah.
If I attempt, I'm going to attempt to ask some questions of Mother while we.
Does anyone remember if Warden was moving, or is he going to be another well done crew member?
So well,
it's all in journal. I wrote it all down.
So the last time that Sergeant Sajad checked, the Warden Stikes was in the security office and hadn't moved. So at this point, then I guess we will say that Dr. Lark and Sajad join you in the mother chamber. It's still getting a little bit cramped in there, but what the hell?
There. Listen, Dr. Navarre, Dr. Lark has discovered some troubling things in there, and I don't know. Can you talk some sense into Professor Hedenstrom? He's not quite reacting as if he's fully aware of the situation that we find ourselves in. We have to focus on getting the ship free and getting out of here and getting everybody safe. There are some strange alien life forms, it appears here, that we should probably just leave. And
yes, we're here to study strange alien life forms. That was the whole purpose of the trip, to catalogue this alien life form. That's not a surprise. Our pressing matter are the plasma fires in Deck F. We need to get the warden or somebody with security clearance. We need to vent that system, or else we're not going to be here for much longer.
Well, Navari, in the life support, there was a meteor hit with tendrils coming out of it, and you told no one to touch it. I touched it, and the thing had a heartbeat.
Yes, we are organic and susceptible to infection. However, did you scrub down afterwards?
I didn't, no, because I'm a synthetic and I didn't need to.
Yes, however, we are organic. If you wouldn't mind stepping back, please.
Okay, you wouldn't want to know what is in that hydroponics
not while you're
area.
possibly contaminated. If you would step out of the chamber, please. Just step back a reasonable distance. It would be appreciated. I'm sure you appreciate where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I do, but I think
decontamination protocols, etc.
Okay, well, you don't want to hear from me. Okay, that's all right.
Step back into the corridor so you're not actually physically in contact.
Where would be the scrubber in here, Navari? Then
I take offence at that statement.
Probably in the medical area, I'm assuming, which you probably would have used, I imagine, anyways, while you were there.
If we'd taken a calculated approach, we would have come up with a plan to approach the organism. There was not a rush right now. The rush is to secure the station and make sure that there's no further danger to us while we seek about repairs. The actual organism don't need to involve ourselves with right at this moment. However, Lark, if you wouldn't mind, you need to be decontaminated. Appreciate, and the fact that you're synthetic doesn't affect you, but you're coming in contact with organic material, i.e. us. And that was my whole purpose of saying,
okay, I will just sit back. I'll just sit back, Navari, and just watch.
No, as in step away from us.
No.
Leave the room. Step away.
And since I've had the most contact with Dr. Lark, I think I'm also going to go and scrub myself down if I didn't do so.
Advisable,
yeah.
Sajad.
I'm going to go do that. You can move me out of the room in the meantime.
I do think, Navari, you are losing your mind, but I'll go and do as you say. I'll go back into the medical center.
No, I'll sort of say, I'll say the rest of the group. This is an example of why we must follow process and we must use due diligence. Yes, it's
I understand that. That's why I'm now leaving.
No, I'm talking to the rest while you are walking off. This is why we must follow process and take our time and only act with results. We're not going to solve this in 5 minutes. This has been a research going on for number of years, as far as I'm aware, and we are the second phase of this. Nothing is going to change or be discovered in 5 minutes. This is the problem with young scientists clamoring to make a name. This is where they make mistakes. This is where stations get lost and lives. Can we focus on what we're here to do? Now, we need somebody with security access because we need to vent Deck F before this whole station's lost, or everything else is a moot point. I would strongly suggest the research that we're here to do is put to the back burner until we have safety. We can't carry out any research or pass it on until we are safe. Is anybody not in agreement with that hypothesis? Now sort of look around.
I just shrug.
Fine.
Thank you. Now, shall we find the warden?
Sure. Yeah, maybe he can help. Yeah.
Okay, let's carry on with that.
Okay, so there's a there's an alert. A beep comes from the mother terminal.
I obviously look at it. Yeah.
Okay, and it so somehow by chance or mistake or you have accessed the last logs of. I found it. Where are we? Got to find the right thing. I've lost it. Of science officer clerk.
All right. What did they say?
So there are a series of dated entries. The first is it's got a start date on it, 8509122202 hours. SO Clerk, meteoric mass from Hesseldon plasma field brought aboard. Heading to Terminal 1 to examine now. 85091307 hours. Preliminary survey complete. Irregular object, 40 meters by 22 meters diameter, composed of both organic and inorganic residue. Petrified carcass, ? Secreted shell or nest. Generated by the Hesseldon lights, ? 85091401 hours. Warden ordered core sample of object, drilled through rock and biomatter, flesh, ? Struck, tampered, metallic mass, human made, a ship, ? And then the rest of the log is incomplete, is missing.
The rest of the log is missing, but slightly tinged with smoke.
So it's corrupt, yeah. So there was some further entries, but it's corrupted. Maybe it might be able to retrieve it from another console, but for whatever reason, the rest of it, even on Mother, is corrupted.
People banging on keys with no doubt.
Though, let me see. Oh, it's here. That's fine. I'm in the wrong place. But there is a little more. Just for so the clerk, science officer clerk, has typed afterwards, kind of random ramblings. So is reporting something about it, his attempts to being frustrated at his attempts to access restricted company files, and that Mother has denied him access. He also expresses dissatisfaction with her performance, and says he has moved his work to the classified data computers instead. More disturbingly, perhaps, later the last thing that last mention on the Mother terminal says that Clerk was attempting to override operations from Mother's access terminal to set Erebus to collide with asteroid 11138. But when the Warden's security lockout protocol made that impossible, he attempted to send the station into the black hole.
As you do.
Very interesting.
Are we accidentally playing Event Horizon?
Yeah.
I was thinking more like Disney. I was thinking Disney's Black Hole.
And then you hear a blood curdling scream, panic and pain that is the unmistakably Professor Hedstrom.
Oh dear.
Oh man, you knew it.
He's been hypnotized.
Kind of like jump
by the alien lights.
Visibly jump. I said, "What the hell was that?" Hedstrom.
Quick.
I'll look at Sajad, and obviously I think Lark's outside the room now, isn't he?
Well, she's just in the antechamber, isn't she?
I scrubbing my hands like in the med bay actually.
Yeah, that's where we were meant to be. Yeah. But...
Oh, okay. So you were heading out to the med bay. I apologise. In which case, that makes a difference. That makes a big difference. So
Dr. Navari basically banished us there to scrub our hands, and to clean ourselves.
Don't forget behind your ears.
In which case, you head out. Leave the mother chamber, cross over to the med lab, and as you open the door, you are greeted with Professor Harenstam screaming as what looks. Well, at first you think must be a member of the crew as wearing the tattered remnants of a uniform is smashing Professor Harenstam's head repeatedly against the corner of the desk, and there's a sickening crack as his skull just bursts open.
Why are you just standing there watching it? Why are you?
I am not. I am pulling my weapon out as fast as I can react.
And you can both have a stress, or rather, no, just silence to Jed.
He's repeatedly banging, so you've definitely got time to pull your gun out.
So the stress will probably allow it for the repeated banging. It's a bit of a narrative anyway. So
I have the.
Okay, so this. Let me see. So yeah, this is what you see as it turns, dropping the professor's limp body to the floor.
Okay.
What do you
I've seen worse.
So Dr. Lark, you're there. Where's Sajad? I can't see Sajad's token. I'm just going to throw everybody into there. You are.
Well, I'm concerned that it might actually already be probably adjusted to electroshock, but I'm going to kind of fire at him with the electrostatic shotgun.
Okay. Radio. So let's do this, and we'll do a little bit of combat. Right. So if you go to the combat tracker, which is the 2 crossed swords, click on the dice. It should draw a card for you.
Oh, well, that's not great.
Okay. So it is a mutant first. This mutated crew member. Right. So this mutated crew just charges straight at you with a yell, like an animal-like yell, and it just comes running straight at you. The rest attack roll. Oh, no critical. What do you mean no critical? Oh, okay. It's not got a table selected. One moment. Why is it not got a table selected? Well, that's unusual. One moment. Oh, that's interesting. The attack table seems to be missing for it. Why is that? Improvise. Right, okay, so we'll go. I'm going to pick one at random instead. So, but that one? Yeah, maybe this one. Go on, we'll go with this one. Okay. Okay, so this mutant crew member just charges at you at the last minute, leaping at you, raising its fists as it leaps at you and brings its fist down onto its body. It's the force of its body driving you to the floor. You can make a panic roll.
Yeah, I think I'm panicked.
Okay, so you drop items. So that means you probably drop the weapon that's in your hand.
Yeah.
So this thing like barrels into you, knocking you to the floor, knocking your weapon from your hand, and charges straight past you, and then and through the door and disappears into the chute. And it's gone.
Are you okay?
Unfriendly gentleman.
Are you okay?
Nah. What was that thing? That was. I've never seen anything like that, and I've seen some pretty bad stuff. That it just walked by me as if I'm nothing. Like, it just flew over me, knocked me to the ground. I'm a strong person.
That must have been the scream we heard earlier from the chute.
Gotta get out of
Left
here.
Open.
Look what he did to poor Dr. Headstrong's. Well, Headstrong maybe is not the correct name for him anymore.
His head was strong, his skull was weak.
Oh my God!
I just heard a pun from somewhere. Sorry.
It's all right. I'm going to pick up my weapon, get myself off the ground, and say we got to get everybody out of here. If this place is full of those things, imagine.
Mate, we need to scrub ourselves. We need to do what Navari said, because otherwise he'll get a bit antsy with us. Is there any place we can scrub in here?
Now I'm incredulous. I'm gonna look for disinfecting wipes, grab a bunch, start scrubbing myself off, but doing so while I'm going back to Navari. And I'm just gonna scream, Navari, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. There's some of these prisoners are alternatively DNA'd, and they just killed Dr. Headstrong. I'm screaming this while I'm scrubbing, so hopefully they'll hear.
So yes, Sergeant Jed comes rushing into the mother chamber, frantically scrubbing himself down with antiseptic wipes and towels.
Yeah, sort of raised an eyebrow, but
you can probably see he's probably got blood. There's probably blood on his on his chest. Clearly not his own.
What the fuck's happened?
One of the prisoners, totally crazed, and didn't seem to look normal. Looks to have been changed or transformed somehow. The skin was all gray and motley. The hair was scraggly and missing. He seemed to have sunken eyes. One eye was completely milky, and the nose is completely gone, as if the cartilage from within has been eaten away.
What about Headstrong?
Headstrom's. I watched this thing smash his head against the corner of. Let me tell you, I thought he was an android. I don't believe he's an android anymore, but he's certainly not alive either.
I think we need to get out
I'll
of here.
kind of run out into med bay.
I'm going to turn and go back to Mother and say, was there a contamination breach?
Hello, Captain.
Okay. So inputting that to. So Mother has recorded no contamination, no breach.
Oh my God!
So Captain Luger, as you run into the med bay, you see Professor Headstrong laid on the floor, his head just broken open like a burst melon, and you get 1 level of stress for seeing that.
Yeah, cry out. Jesus! Oh my God! You come straight out of the room again into the corridor.
Captain, are you okay?
No, I'm not. He's fucking dead. What the fuck is going on?
There's some sort of a mutation attacked him. And he leaped for Sir Jad. And obviously you saw which I was trying to warn people about. There's something weird going on here, but obviously Navari didn't want to listen to me. But I'll just keep quiet.
Okay. At the mention of Navari, I can't move because it won't let me out. But I'll try and go back.
I'm just going to kind of like roll my eyes at the finger pointing.
Yeah. So head back to Mother and kind of like point my finger at Navari and say, "We've got to get out of here. They're right. Sajad's right. Fuck this place."
Yes, that's why I warned against the contamination and not to interact with any of these organic substances until we actually knew what was happening. I'll ask Mother, are you authorized to inform us of contamination?
So again, she responds, "No, there's no reports of contamination."
That wasn't the question. Are you authorized to inform us?
And it just repeats the same answer.
That's one of those kind of like, what are our chances questions.
I'll try. Do you recognize second research team as authorized personnel? I think we have a designation.
Well, yeah, probably
team or, you know what I mean? Charlie Bravo team or something. I'll put that in. Do you recognize authority?
So it probably, she probably brings up like an official entry saying that recognizing that your science team is scheduled to arrive at the station to liaise with the Erebos science team.
Right. Let's calm down. That arsehole Clark, he tried dipping this into the black hole. I think we know why. It means that this place is crawling with them.
That station is overrun with maniacs.
It means this place is crawling with them. And I'm with Sajad. I'm all for getting the equipment, getting our ship off, and getting the hell out of here.
Okay, what do we need?
Take the black box, and I'll decrypt it on the Cerberus.
Right.
Ceterina.
That external hard drive, where was that attached exactly?
It still is attached.
I'll disconnect it. I'll disconnect it.
Right. Let's do that. Take the black box.
Yeah.
What do we need?
We need a EVA pod with industrial cutting torch. We need a couple of other things as well.
You do. So you need to repair the Katharina. You need the power cells were drained during the collision. So you need to replace 3 power cells.
Yeah,
I believe.
How big are the power cells?
So the power cells are about the size of an oil barrel.
How heavy are the power cells?
They've got mechanically they have a weight of 3, so they take up 3 inventory slots.
How big's the power drain from this calculation?
How's what? Sorry.
How severe is the power drain from this calculation?
It is over 50% of the power is being diverted to the hangar.
I'm going to try to put in a command end computation.
It just says you've no clearance. Security clearance code is required. So to answer your question, the power cells, they are 1 meter tall barrels with harness straps that allow you to carry them. They've got a weight of 3. So you need about, I think it's 3 of those. You need a thruster compression coil. And you need either some industrial sort of large power tools, cutting tools, or an EVA pod equipped with cutting tools.
Yeah.
Can we scavenge a thruster coil off another ship that's here?
If there was another ship, yeah. If there's another ship here, possibly, yeah.
Right.
Can we scavenge one off a life pod?
I will.
So it might be possible. It might be possible to retrieve one from one of the station's thrusters.
I'll type in the mother, locate EVA.
Okay, so there are numerous EVA pods located around the station. So I will just let you tell you where they are. So the not on that deck. There is not on that deck, I do believe. And not on that deck. Residence deck. So that's
I suppose I'll.
so the nearest ones. The nearest ones are in Bay 1 on deck F in the corrections office.
Right. So what I'll do is I'll ask for a plot of safe course to each one, and then when it comes up on the screen, I'll trace it.
Okay, so the
that's the sort of technology. So, like I said, I'll get it to put up a schematic on the screen. I'll trace it so that we'll have a map to get to each one.
Okay, so retracing to get to the closest, the nearest bay that contains an EVA pod. It will take you basically retrace your steps back to deck F.
Please, sir. Isn't the fact that the ship is tangled with the station the only thing that's keeping it in place, because it's docked? It's not docked with anything, and there's only a flexible tube connecting it to the station otherwise.
Yeah.
So if we cut the ship free, isn't there a chance that the ship will be caught by the black hole or something and start to drift off? I think that's the last thing we need to do. We need to repair the ship before we uncouple it.
Yeah.
Because we can't uncouple it and get it to a docking bay because the thrusters are balked.
Yeah, there's no power. Yeah.
Yeah, but still need the EVA pod for the repairs as well as cutting it free.
Yeah, but we need the we need to find the things we need.
Yep. Okay, so
I mean, I can see if it's an engineering pod, I can see how we can use it to dismantle one of the thrusters on board the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still going to have to find the power.
On the map, EVA 1, EVA 2, I'll set them aside. I'll type in the same power cells.
Power cells, right? Okay.
I'm guessing. Oh my god! Why have I got this horrible feeling that power cells are either going to be in the factory complex or in the lower power somewhere?
So power cells. So according to Mother, like bringing up an inventor, like an investor, kind of like invent. There are power cells are located in Terminal 1 on G deck, which is the starboard hangar bay.
That's okay.
The lower tower. There's there's also some power cells located in the lower tower. You can make a give me a
Where's the tower?
Lower tower is deck I.
At the bottom of the station.
It's right. The only thing that's below it is the boiler room on J.
So deck G's basically we'll have EVA power cells within this sort of area. Yeah. I'll once again power cells, scribble, power cells 1, G, set that aside, power cells 2, tar, and then I'll put up the inventory for compression coil.
Okay, so there's no compression coils on the inventory, but but in putting some inquiries into Mother, she comes up with some suggestions that you may be able to retrieve. You may be able to retrieve, repurpose a thruster compression coil near the visitor docking port on Dock D, the comms tower on Deck AH, or the boiler room on Deck J.
Interesting.
Deck H.
So that will give you potential access to one of the station thrusters, where you could remove one from one of the station thrusters.
Oh, internal access or external access?
It doesn't say.
Well, Bob.
Active thrusters, non-active. Final question before we start making a plan to move. Locate inactive thrusters on space station.
So it just comes up with all thrusters are currently operating at full capacity.
I frown, and I'll lay. Well, I've got a table in here, do we? So I'll just sort of use the terminal and lay out the maps. Feel free to offer suggestions. If we disable if we remove the coil from one of the thrusters, we essentially disable it, and that can send us out of orbit.
That'll unbalance the station.
That'll
Yes.
unbalance the station and potentially send us into the black hole. Alternatives. I'm not an engineer.
Me neither. I'm an astrophysicist.
Well, not sure we have any alternatives.
Captain, do you have any idea how long it will take to replace thruster coil?
Yeah. I'm guessing a little bit, but
So it's so installing a thruster coil is quite, like I say, it's only a small thing. Like it's quite an inconsequential part, but an important part. It only takes maybe about 10-20 minutes to install one.
right.
How long does it take for the station to
That was going to be my next question. How long will it be before the imbalance in the thrust makes the station fall into the black hole?
Power cells. What do you suggest? The power cells first.
Yeah. Then at least it gives us access to thrusters.
I can say if it's an easy replacement and it's not going to take that long, we could, like, once we've replaced the power cells and got the ship power on the ship up and running, then we could cut the ship while the ship is being cut free. We could be putting the thruster coil in.
Yes,
yeah.
and
Because it doesn't say we can only do one at a time.
Yes, so we could get the one from Deck G while we begin the process.
Yep.
That one person tethered to the ship in an EVA. That way, if the ship breaks free, the person in the
Taking
EVA
the character is good in 0G now.
So the EVAs aren't like a suit. The EVAs it's talking about are like well, let me show you one. I'll show you what an EVA is.
Like a mini sub, aren't they?
Yeah, kind of.
Like a pod from 2001.
Yeah, so we still want to attach that to the ship so it doesn't, the person inside it operating it doesn't disappear into the black hole. So when the ship pulls away, come with it. And I would suggest pulling away low thruster. Then we can put, essentially rope the EVA in.
It's in here, isn't it? That's fine. EVA. There we go. So yeah, this is what an EVA pod looks like.
Yeah. So we need to tether that to the ship while it's doing its thing, because that way when the ship pulls out, it'll come with it, with the person inside. If there isn't enough time, if there's enough time for the person to disembark, get on the ship, then no problem. But I think we'll have that plan in place.
Can we have a rough idea of how far away the black hole is? Hand wavium is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah,
in time. Right. Basically, and I sell this. How long will it take us to get sucked off the station?
Yesterday.
So if the thrusters failed on the station completely, then it would be a matter of hours.
Right.
I'm sure it's not going to take that long to replace
Dr. Navari, did you want me to still go to get Warden Stryker for any reason, to give you any access that you need for anything while everybody else is doing that?
At this point, all efforts need to be repairs. Now there's just contaminant on board, and it's dangerous. I think we have a good idea what happened to the crew.
Yeah.
Our priority should be to get off our station in the lifeboat, like the captain suggested. New information, plans changed.
Yeah.
We can easily find a way to communicate with the station once we're free of it.
All right, noted. Let me know what you need me to do.
Team effort. We need to get the power cells.
Yeah.
Can you operate an EVA?
Right. I can.
I'll make sure that Captain gets to the EVA safely. I mean, Captain's most important person now. She's the one that can fly the ship.
We're all going to have to go for the power cells. They're heavy.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's our first.
All right. And any good cutting tools on the way? We just grab them as well, I think.
Yeah.
And be careful for these convicts. They're fast.
Yeah, exactly. We've got to be careful.
We all have a pistol?
Yeah.
I have a pistol.
I'll sort of pull the one I have. Make sure I know how it works.
Yeah.
Do we all know how these things work? That's not.
I hope I
showed
you.
Yep.
Yes.
Right.
Everybody knows how to pull the trigger. Whether they're any good at it is a different matter.
That's okay. Right. I would, not to be callous, but anything we see from now on is dangerous. And shoot first.
Damn, is there anywhere we can get comms units from?
At this point, I think we should just get moving and get the power cells first of all.
It'd just be nice to be able to stay in touch with each other so that we know, if something happens.
Yeah.
I still have
a lot of distortion here as well.
Well, yeah, he's big electromagnetic black hole outside of window.
Right, we're doing that then. Going for the power cells.
Yep. Is that a good place to hold it, or?
I'm just going to push it a little bit further.
All right.
No,
all right.
We're going to die.
So where are you heading?
Hell in a handbasket, apparently.
Deck F.
Helena handbasket.
So back down to Deck F, where you first entered the station.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a least distance to carry to the ship.
Yeah.
I'm still interpreting those computations that are being something big.
Keep an eye out for Warden Stryker. He's supposed to be somewhere around here too.
Okay. So just for a bit of difference, just because I'm keep meaning to try the theatre of the mind maps as opposed to the fog of war ones. So I'm going to use for this last bit. I'm going to use the theatre of the mind one, which is basically just a map without any walls.
Oh yeah, that's not expansive at all, is it? Wait.
Okay, so where's the group token gone?
Yeah, this isn't a very circular station, is it?
No, not all of it. No, it's kind of centered on the chute, so that's the central point. But
plasma.
anyway,
that didn't work.
So you descend down the anti-gravity corridor, down the chute, bypassing the wreckage that you cut your way past before, and back into the causeway. This open, this kind of open. It's almost like scaffolding, with like just clear like perspex and glass walls. It's all pressurized, but you can see as you've been through here before. And as you're making your way down the causeway, you see someone huddled, curled up in a ball, huddled in the corner of the causeway, about halfway down. Seems like you found your first survivor.
Dun 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 dun.
Well, maybe second survivor.
But there are like
as I'm probably going first, I'm gonna be a little bit suspicious and shout out, "Hey, you there! Identify yourself. I'm not messing around."
Is not our first survivor. We are 5 survivors here.
So go on, sorry. Go on, sorry.
I'm kind of, I guess, trying to give it some sort of a command by shouting at it, and telling it to identify itself.
Okay.
Doesn't respond, it's going to get shot.
So it looks as you draw a little bit a bit closely, they're laid, like I say, huddled up, chucked up, like almost curled up into a ball by the wall, all down the far end of the causeway near the doors.
Yeah.
And as you get close, you can see they appear to be naked. And you can see the back rising and falling with like a steady breath of sleep. But it looks like they're either unconscious or asleep. But there's something is off.
Its back is rising and falling as it breathes.
Dr. Lark, I don't know if this is going to be a psychiatric patient or a mutant like the other one. And I'm going to scream at it, "You there, get up, identify yourself. We can help you, maybe."
Okay, so as you shout, I won't. You don't need to make a command roll if that's what you're intending. But as you shout this, their body shifts and they start to rise up. And as they start to rise up, you realize this isn't a man at all. It's a
woman.
It looks like a torso. It's all curled up, but as it raises up on its limbs, you see the multiple limbs flop out and unfurl.
Spider-Man. I've always been a fan.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
And so it unfurled, and it's almost like a headless torso, with a torso with no limbs apart, other than these octopoids like tentacles that it raises itself up on till it's almost standing on 2 or 3 of these these arms, these tentacle-like arms, and it turns. As it turns, it flails its arms out, revealing this beak-like mouth, almost like an octopus, surrounded by its mouth, surrounded by these petal-like appendages that open up, revealing eyes beneath them.
If it winks at me, it's dead.
And it lets out this kind of almost like an exhale of breath that's like a hiss almost like a breathless scream, and then just comes barreling, like charging its limbs, pushing up against the sides of the causeway as it comes barreling straight towards you, and that is where we'll leave it there.
I don't know if we're going to survive that.
Yep, it's
a good thing too, because I have to change my armor.
Yeah. After seeing that, I have to change my underwear. So
So
there we go.
Wow.
There we go. It's affectionately named Cuddles.
Oh. Maybe it just wants to be friends.
I think so. Yeah, that's a better picture of what it looks of its underside. What its underside looks like.
right.
That's crazy. Wow.
Lovely. We're dead.
Yeah.
What you expect, aliens?
This is why we scrubbed down.
Yes, you could have carried one of those in on you, not knowing.
It does what it says on the box.
Yeah, if only you'd sanitized your hands, I'm sure this wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Hilarious.
Yeah, there you go. That was maybe 10 minutes of a session left next time. Right, well, there you go, folks. We shall be back in 2 weeks' time. So until then, keep up to the channel, do the type of tricky things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.